The tragic story of Charles Whitman, Scared Face, uncover the darkest crimes, shocking mysteries, and real-life investigations. Welcome to Fame Files, Heart, where truth is more terrifying than fiction. Fame Files cover all the true crime stories of the whole world with you on this channel. Stay connected with us and keep watching daily true crime stories on Fame Files. The Texas Tower Sniper, the tragic story of Charles Whitman, a true crime documentary, August 1, 1966. A day that would go down in history as one of America's earliest and most horrifying mass shootings. From the top of the University of Texas Tower, a man armed with high-powered rifles and a stockpile of ammunition turned the campus into a war zone. His name was Charles Whitman. And his story is one of intelligence, violence, and tragedy. Star, a promising beginning. Charles Joseph Whitman was born on June 24, 1941, in Lake Worth, Florida. The eldest of three sons, he was raised by a strict and often abusive father, Charles Adolphus Whitman. A self-made man and successful plumbing contractor, Charles Sr. was a disciplinarian who demanded perfection from his children, especially Charles Jr. Interview with Psychologist. Charles grew up under intense pressure. His father instilled in him a need for control and dominance, which later played a significant role in his psychological breakdown. Narrator, despite his troubled home life, Charles excelled academically, and was an exceptional marksman. At just 18, he joined the U.S. Marine Corps, where he gained discipline, structure, and a reputation as a skilled shooter. But even in the military, his aggressive tendencies began to surface. Star, the decline begins after earning a scholarship through the Marines. Whitman enrolled at the University of Texas at Austin in 1961. Studying architectural engineering, he appeared to be a normal student. He married Kathleen Leisner, a kind and intelligent woman who had no idea of the darkness brewing within her husband. Interview with crime historian. Whitman was described as charming, intelligent, and polite. But behind closed doors, he struggled with violent impulses, deep-seated anger, and intense headaches. Narrator, as his life unraveled, he wrote obsessively in his journals about his inner turmoil. He complained of severe headaches, mood swings, and an inability to control his violent thoughts. He even sought psychiatric help, telling a doctor that he had fantasies of shooting people from the tower. But no one took him seriously. Star, the night of violence. On the night of July 31, 1966, Charles Whitman made a decision that would shock the nation. He wrote a letter explaining that he was losing control of his mind and asked for an autopsy to be performed after his death. Then, he brutally murdered his mother, Margaret, and his wife, Kathy, while they slept, both to spare them from his actions and to prevent them from suffering. Star, the Tower Massacre. The next morning, Whitman arrived at the University of Texas Tower, carrying a footlocker full of rifles, ammunition, and supplies. He bluffed his way to the top, killing a receptionist and several others along the way before barricading himself on the observation deck. Police officer, archival audio. We have a shooter on top of the tower. He's picking people off. We need backup immediately. Narrator, VO, for 96 minutes, Whitman rained terror on the campus below, firing at students, faculty, and passers-by. His deadly accuracy turned the area into a killing field. By the time police officers stormed the tower and shot him dead, 16 people were killed, and over 30 were wounded. Star, the aftermath and the brain tumor mystery. As the nation reeled from the massacre, doctors performed an autopsy on Whitman's body, as per his request. What they found shocked even the experts: a walnut-sized brain tumor pressing against his amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for emotions and aggression. Interview with neuroscientist. While we can't say for certain that the tumor caused his actions, it likely contributed to his uncontrollable rage and violent impulses. It adds the complex layer to this tragedy: was he in control, or was he a victim of his own brain? Star, legacy and impact on mental health awareness. The Texas Tower shooting was a turning point in American history. It forced the nation to confront issues of mental illness, gun control, and public safety. Today, Withman's case is studied in psychology and criminal justice as an example of how unchecked mental health crises can have devastating consequences. I don't really understand myself these days. In the end, Charles Withman left behind a legacy of horror, but also of unanswered questions. Was he a cold-blooded killer, or a man battling forces beyond his control? Whatever the answer, the pain he caused remains etched in history. We must learn from the past, to prevent such tragedies in the future. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more true crime and celebrities stories.